not least is the young and talented labor pool. So basically, I really want to speak from the experience, because then you can maybe relate to the companies that have visited Lithuania and see what kind of opportunities you have there. So everything started with the proposition of issuing a payment license or e-money license in 3 months. That's 2 to 3 times faster than in other EU countries. So basically, one of my clients said, look, we can go to Malta, we can go to Luxembourg, we can go to Ireland, we can wait for 12 months and get a negative answer. Is that worth it? Is that smart? No. We really want a fast-moving country that is forward-thinking and then can provide the answer in the fastest possible time. So we do also have the sandbox regime, meaning that for the first year there is no regulatory sanction, and the Bank of Lithuania is actively consulting you to develop your innovative solutions. So we have a couple of major financial players coming to Lithuania and developing their solutions in the local market, testing them, and their plans are to go to Europe after testing them in Lithuania. We have the special purpose bank license, which Marius has already mentioned. So it requires 1 million minimum capital instead of 5. So this is, again, it's a unique value proposition. UK has it, but with the Brexit coming up, we're going to be the only country in mainland Europe that will have this regulation. So basically, it's targeted to fintechs, and what we see is that companies that are holding a lot of fintechs under their umbrella are really interested in this value proposition. What is there else as well? The companies from Southeast Asia are also interested in the special purpose bank license, and we have a lot of interest from that region. Remote KYC, non-face-to-face identifications shows the openness of the Bank of Lithuania to change the regulation in order to be the best jurisdiction there is in Europe. We had this issue. The market has identified this as a red light for the development. The Bank of Lithuania initiated the changes in several weeks. So basically, what our clients are always saying after visiting the Bank of Lithuania is that they're impressed with the openness and willingness to connect to the fintechs, and that they understand their challenges. Moving forward is the infrastructure. Marius talked a lot about this. This is a unique value proposition as well. And if the first one helps the fintechs come to Lithuania to investigate the option, this is the deal breaker. With this, they're choosing Lithuania as their #1 country jurisdiction for accessing EU market. So again, the issuance of IBANs is a unique value proposition, and that helps a lot. One thing to mention is that we have the infrastructure ready for your fintech. So the government focused a lot on the ICT infrastructure, because we understand that this is what is going to attract the business of the future to Lithuania. So government invested a lot, and we see that there's a lot of interest from foreign companies in the infrastructure and using the infrastructure to do their business. The third point is that we are a small country, as was mentioned a couple of times today. We do not have too many natural resources. So what we understand is that the talent is actually the key. So the government, again, invested a lot in the higher education. So we're the first in the EU in higher education. As we are in the European Union, a lot of people are traveling around. They're getting their diplomas abroad, having some international experience, and then coming back to Lithuania, which resulted in 80% of the people among young professionals were speaking English. And we also have a small micro language, which from the day born is pushing us to learn more languages. So companies like Western Union, Barclays, the biggest Scandinavian banks, they're coming to Lithuania because of these facts. And they came to Lithuania in 2009, 2010, looking for low-cost countries that they can establish their simple IT operations. Today they have exceeded the plan 6 times, because these people and the can-do attitude is helping these companies to bring their processes worldwide. So basically, Western Union has the biggest shared global operations center outside US, and the Barclays Technology and HR Center is managing all the other centers outside UK. We recently have a really interesting case, NASDAQ. They have opened excellent center in Vilnius. They are developing the products from A to Z. So basically from the idea of the napkin till the whole implementation. However, I believe that we have passed this kind of environment, and now the government says, look, we see that IT is the thing that our nation is trying on. Let's increase the IT study funding in order to attract more people and to get better quality students coming out of the university. So today we're kind of shaping and going more into deep technologies, into deep IT technologies. Wix has a product development team. I'm probably going to leave this to the panel discussion. I want to emphasize Uber is the case. They have opened recently 2 years ago. This is the office in Lithuania that is helping to secure the critical infrastructure when the office in Silicon Valley is out of office. So we're really proud to have these top-notch developers there. Unity is a game development company. They have a GPU testing lab, top-notch developers again, and these are the cases that we're focusing as a country, and this is where we see that we can bring value to Israeli. One thing to mention here is that all of these 3 cases are working with the offices outside Lithuania. So there's Israel, there's Silicon Valley as well. So we're more than happy to have the development offices in Lithuania that we'll be working closely together with other offices, global offices. So a lot of people ask me, look, what is the government support for these kind of cases? And I can tell you, if you want to do simple IT solutions in Lithuania, we have the best quality to cost ratio. So the government said, look, companies are coming without our support, so why do we need to support it? Let's support the deep technologies, machine learning, blockchain, and other technologies that are emerging, and they're going to disrupt the whole market. So what the government is focusing now is the research and development, and there is a special fund which you can apply if you come to Lithuania for research and development, to cover your research and development costs. So, all fine, and I know Israelis like direct approach, so I'm just going to say it out loud. This is your plan for the future. Look, we have April, we're here, right? So, when you come back to your offices tomorrow morning, what I recommend you to do is to forecast the revenues that you're able to tap in the European Union market. See what kind of opportunities you can get there, and see how can you grow your business. Please pay us a visit. Forecast your costs in Lithuania. We can help you to connect with law firms. Actually, we have 5 of them, if I'm correct, today. Law firms, HR agencies, accountants, auditors, you name it, we're there to help. Collect all the documents that you need for the license. And 1st of May, apply for the license. I know there's going to be a lot of licenses in the 1st of May from Israel, but I hope that the Bank of Lithuania is ready for that. Establish a legal entity. Quite easy, 1-week process. Prepare the press release with us, with our help. Hire the core team, hire the country manager, hire the compliance manager, hire the sales manager who's going to do your sales in Europe, and hire the technical lead. Start building the core team. That's really important. And here, start hiring the rest of the team. Get your license in 3 months, release, the press PR release that we have developed together, start hiring more people, and have fully operational EU subsidiary by the 1st of August. That's my value proposition for you guys. A checklist, fast checklist. We have 5 companies today here. True professionals have worked with numerous cases. I really trust them to guide you through the whole process. And I'm really happy and thankful that they came here to consult you. We have global and local accountants and auditors, meaning Big 4, as well as smaller companies, so whatever basically you need. 15 euros per square meter, you know, that's not an important thing, but still 10 times lower office rent compared to central London. Quite interesting fact. Starting capital, starting company capital, don't mix that with applying for the license. That's a different capital, but starting the legal entity that you would need to do to apply for the license is 2,500 euros. Basically, you can spend those money later on your expenses, so it's not something big. 1 week to establish your business operations. Again, outsource it to the lawyers. One thing to mention here is that we understand that companies are coming to the new market. They do not know the local PR people. They do not know how to, you know, feel and get the attention from the local people. So what we do as Invest Lithuania, we help companies to draft the first press release. We release it on our newsletter, and we help you connect with the business daily. What I saw from the practice, again, is that after this PR release, companies are getting hundreds of CVs from experienced professionals from the banks that I mentioned before. But lowest corporate tax, interesting fact to know. So, you know, Invest Lithuania's official agency under the Ministry of Economy, we're helping you guys to set your foot in the local market. And that's what we do. We provide all the necessary information for the decision making. Feel free to contact me all the time. My contacts are there on the FinTech brochure. We help to establish the business. And here is an important thing. We always collecting the feedback from the market. We're, you know, merging it. We're going to the Bank of Lithuania. We're saying, look, this is what we hear from the market. We're going to the Ministry of Economy and saying, look, this is what we hear from the market. So we want to constantly help you and constantly improve the local market. I think you're going to like this. All of our services are free of charge. So I think it's quite important, and because of this, we're an unbiased player. We cannot profit from you. We just want to help your business succeed, and that's really important. So here's my contact information. I have few appendixes with the salary levels, with how you calculate the salary. I have the additional cost. Everything is going to be sent to you because you've registered to the event. So I'm more than happy to share this information, my contacts as well. So today I want to leave you with one message. Europe is there. Europe is waiting for your innovation. But Lithuania is waiting for it even more. So we're happy to help you. Thank you.